You're watching NFL Daily, and it's mailbag time. As a reminder, if I don't answer your question here during our live show, you can always hit me up on Instagram at Mitchell Renz 365. This first question is coming in from Jillian. What up? Will Cooper Kupp have above 1,500 yards? I personally believe so. I mean, the last time I checked, this dude was on pace for like close to 20 touchdowns, close to like 1,900 yards. I mean, he's got 74 grabs, over 1,000 yards already, and 10 touchdowns. So my vote is yes, Cooper Kupp is going to end up having over 1,500 yards. Unless, and I hate saying it, unless he goes down with an injury. But fingers crossed that he doesn't, because what this man's doing is very, very special. Noah Dye, you're next up here on NFL Daily. What top quarterback 2022 prospect will or might go in the first round, or do you think it will be the second round? So again, quarterback prospects this year are very difficult in the draft. I would say the top 3 quarterbacks right now are probably Pickett from Pittsburgh, which blows my mind saying. Malik Willis has to be in that conversation, and then Matt Corral. Obviously, I've been eating at Golden Corral too much, but I would say all 3 of them have a shot, obviously, going in the first round, and the more and closer we get to the draft, you're going to see teams start hyping up quarterbacks, and as always, guys are going to go early. I will say this, though. The last time that I remember people talking about NFL draft classes being a weak group was, I believe, 2017. And a few quarterbacks that came out of that group were Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes. And you can say what you want about Deshaun, but both of them have a lot of talent. All right, what up, Flo Iffy? Are the Texans one of the top teams in the NFL? Obviously, you know that you're trolling me, so I'm going to go ahead and say no. So let's just go to this question here. What about the AFC West? This is the only division in the NFL right now where every single team has 5 wins. So here's my question to you. Who's going to end up winning this division? If you think it's going to be the Las Vegas Raiders, type LV. Maybe that you're like Sam and think it's going to be the Broncos, type DEM. Kansas City Chiefs, type KC. The Los Angeles Chargers, go ahead and type LAC. Oh, Oprah. If Dalvin Cook is unable to play because of his allegations, will the Vikings add a running back? So everything that I know right now, and again, I'm recording this on Wednesday, Dalvin and his team say that it all seems like he's going to be able to play this Sunday, and he expects to be able to play. If for whatever reason he is unable to go, I know they have a lot of confidence in Madison. What up, Juan? Coming off a bye week, can the Washington football team make a late run to get a number 7 or number 6 seed, or do you think our season is wrapped? You know who they're playing this week? Yeah, they're coming off a bye. They get to take on the defending Super Bowl champs, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, so you're going to lose this week. The other issue is this. They're not going to win their division simply because they're not going to be good enough to catch the Dallas Cowboys. And currently sitting at 2-6, I just don't have a lot of confidence that they're going to make it in because I have them losing this week, going to 2-7. So best case scenario, they win out and go 10-7. And even with that record, you're not guaranteed to make the playoffs. So sorry, homie, no. Let's go to Ross Stew. Would you fire Kyle, get fired as head coach for the 49ers? So if you guys put a question in, I'm going to literally Ron Burgundy it. So I actually think that Kyle Shanahan is a good head coach. However, when you really look at everything that he's done in San Francisco, he's had a lot of losing seasons. I believe his overall record is somewhere around like 32-41 since taking over for San Francisco. Not many coaches get that long of a leash. He also invested a lot in Trey Lance. So I'm still going to say no, it's not time to fire him, because if there is one thing that the 49ers have had that not a lot of NFL teams have had is the amount of injuries, but his leash is definitely getting a lot shorter, and the seat is definitely getting a lot hotter. Trevor Simeon, what up? Do the Saints win the NFC South this year? No. And it's just because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are a pretty legit team. I really wouldn't worry about the Carolina Panthers. They're not going to have Sam Darnold for the next 4 to 6 weeks, though. Maybe P.J. Walker's a better option than Darnold. The other issue is, you can say what you want about Atlanta. They're playing solid football right now, and if they go out and beat the Dallas Cowboys this week, a lot of people are going to start jumping on that Atlanta hype train, who, if the playoffs were to start today, they would be in. So the fact that the NFC South has 3 teams that would make the playoffs starting today, I think speaks volumes of that division, but no Michael Thomas, no wide receiver talent, tight ends haven't been stepping up, and as much as I love that I could sit here and say, Trevor, I believe in you, I don't. What up, Fame B. Golden? Did the Saints start Ian Book next year? I'm a Notre Dame fan. So you and my best friend are both Notre Dame fans. Here's the other issue. Ian Book reminds me a lot of Tim Tebow, where really good college quarterback, and obviously Book was not nearly as good as, actually, I'm going to say Sam Ehlinger. Sam Ehlinger and Ian Book are like the exact same guy to me, where they're a good leader. It's a fun college quarterback. They can lead a college team, but at the end of the day, they're never going to be good enough to win in the NFL. That's what I see from Ian Book. So hopefully it's a no. Now, if anybody out there wants to bet on any NFL game this week, you can do it at one place and one place only. That's with BetUS, the number one sports book on the internet. And luckily, I'm going to pat ourselves on the back here. We got the number one deal on the internet. Huh? Mitch, number one deal. How do I get it? Go to chatsports.com/bet. Use promo code NFL Daily. That's going to get you 125% deposit bonus. Now, if you put down $100, you're going to get $125 for free. And for first-time BetUS users, we're also going to throw in a free NFL jersey. Yes, a free NFL jersey. So all you got to do, use the link, chatsports.com/bet. Promo code NFL Daily. We'll cycle through some jerseys that we have on stock here. And then what I want you to do is send me your account number. Send me a bet that you made, because if I'm being honest, y'all, I've been struggling in the whole betting game for the last week or two, so I need to see what you guys got. Email me that, jersey@chatsports.com. Then we'll figure out, your address, your size, all that little logistics there. But you got to get started with BetUS. It's for first-time users only. I always tell people, imagine a world where you could put down $100, you get $125 for free to bet with, and then on top of that, we're going to get you a Nike NFL jersey. So you're getting a hell of a deal here. Thanks to Chat Sports. So remember that. Again, email us, jersey@chatsports.com. Get a free NFL jersey, but you got to get started with BetUS. What up, Jimbo Slice? Will the Broncos re-sign Courtland Sutton? It's a good question. I'm a big fan of Courtland Sutton. He's got 41 grabs, 588 yards, 2 touchdowns. And when he was first coming out of SMU, for those of you that don't know, I live in Dallas, Texas, and I've only been to one college football game down here, and it was an SMU game, and it was actually, in fact, to watch Courtland run some routes, because I was hearing a lot of hype about him. I wanted to see exactly what happened. He's a hell of a receiver, but if I was Courtland, I would actually say go to the free agent market and see what you can get out there, because the salary cap's about to go up. He's probably the third or fourth best receiver about to hit the free agent market, behind only Devontae Adams, Allen Robinson. I would say he's better than Michael Gallup. It's between him and Chris Godwin for me for that number 3 spot. But if I was Denver, yes, I would figure out a way to go ahead and bring him back. But if I was Courtland, I'd say, man, go hit the free agent market and go get yourself paid. Curtis Watts, Laker fan. How about Michael Pittman Jr.? What do you think about his past few games? I think he's doing a phenomenal job, and I think it's actually one of the biggest reasons why Carson Wentz is maybe taking a little bit of a step forward. I actually thought he was only going to be a possession receiver, a lesser version of a Michael Thomas, but he's shown me the last few games that he can take that next step. I've been a big fan of Michael Pittman Jr., and I've been a big fan of him since he's coming out of USC. Not many receivers have his size, which he's definitely starting to use a little bit, but you can also tell that he's starting to add extra elements to his route tree, which is how NFL players go from being good, great, to elite. Isaac Armstrong, what will the Eagles' record be at the end of the season? I believe they're, 3-6 as it stands right now? I'll go ahead and say 6-11 would be my guess, and they're a good football team. They have some areas of weaknesses. I'm not the biggest believer in Jalen Hurts, and if you watch the show, you know that. But I'm going to go ahead and say 6-11 for Philadelphia. But if you guys want to let me know what you're thinking, please go ahead and do so. Now, to make sure you guys never miss any videos here at Chat Sports, we keep you up to date on everything going on around the NFL, NBA, college football, and we do that all the time. So to make sure that you don't miss any videos here, turn on your notifications and subscribe. How do you turn on your noties? I'm glad you asked. What this looks like right now is on your mobile device. If you go to a video, you're watching this on a later date, there's going to be a bell down here. You click that bell, and then all you got to do is then with your thumb or your finger or whatever else you use to click with, click all, and then if you're on maybe your desktop, right, or your iPad, this is what it would look like for you if you're watching a Chat Sports show. You click this bell here. I got an arrow, and I put a circle, and then same way, you click all. The only reason why I tell people to do this is simply because, believe it or not, it does help us out. And also, we take a lot of pride in being a free YouTube channel, and I don't want you to miss any news or rumors, especially during the off season, because that's when the real diehards are around. Timmy Turner, what is the current playoff picture, And can the Seahawks make the playoffs? Well, Sam, if you could pull up the playoff picture, perfect. Here's what it's looking like right now. Seattle, as you can see kind of down there below underneath the category that says others, they're sitting at a 3-5 record. So can Seattle make the playoffs? I do think that they can. Now, their next 2 games, I believe, are very, very difficult. I forget who exactly they play, but I remember that it's a pretty tough matchups their next 2 games. So, but they play Green Bay this week, and obviously being in that division, then they play the Cardinals the week after that. Being in that division, it's not going to be easy. However, Russell Wilson's coming back, and as long as you got Russ, you got a fighting chance. So if you can get somewhere around 10 wins, that does give you a chance. But they definitely need to start turning it on here and start winning some football games. What up, Evan Hinders? Who would be a better coach, Tim Tebow or Brett Favre, if teams offer them head coaching jobs? I don't think either team or either person gets offered a head coaching job. I'll go ahead and say Tim Tebow because I just think Tim Tebow is a better leader of men than Brett Favre was, though Brett Favre is obviously the better coach. But I could see Tim Tebow getting a group of people to play for him. But Tebow wouldn't be as good of a NFL coach as he would be a college coach or honestly maybe even a high school football coach. But hell, maybe Tim Tebow should coach the MLB since that's what he was better at. Pancake Joe 77. Should the Browns sign a new running back since Nick Chubb, Felton, and John Kelly have COVID? Also, Kareem is injured. Yes, plenty of injuries there. I don't know all the running backs that they have worked out, at least today. My answer to this would be go ahead, subscribe to our Browns channel where my man Matthew Peterson is going to keep you guys up to date. Please go ahead and check it out on YouTube. Just look up Browns Chat Sports, and I guarantee you, you'll be able to find it. It's called the Browns Report. So look that up on YouTube, and he'll keep you up to date. What up, Michael Kerr? Appreciate you watching the show. As always, use hashtag NFL or Super Chat, Subchat Sports. How do you think a Broncos line will fare for the rest of the year and prediction on the record? Are they going to make the playoffs? I'll say no to the playoffs because, again, I really think that they're the 4th best team in that division. I'll go ahead and say that they're going to finish the year with 8 wins. So, what? That's 8-9. I'm still not 100% used to this brand new schedule. Their offensive line is average to me, maybe a little bit below average at times. They can run the football, but they had a good game against Dallas where they were able to be physical, and not many teams can be physical for an entire game against the Cowboys because a lot of teams are usually trailing against them. But I'm going to say no, man. Sorry. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. Sorry to you. Sorry to Sam. All right, guys. Thanksgiving. I don't know if you can tell. I am starving in. I love desserts, and I cannot wait. And I mean, I cannot wait for the amount of dessert that I'm going to eat the day before Thanksgiving because with the Raiders-Cowboys game, I'm going to be actually here in the studio doing a watch party with maybe Tom? I don't know. But what's the better Thanksgiving Day pie? I want you to type P for pumpkin, or I want you to scroll on down and type A for apple. Now, if I didn't get to your question here on today's live show, remember, y'all, you can always hit me up on IG. Hell, you can even hit me up on Twitter. I'm at Mitchell Renz 365. Slide in my DMs, ask me your question. Give me about a week, and I promise I'll get to it. What up, Jeff Reed? Which division gets more teams in the playoffs, AFC West or AFC North? Really good question. Oh, boy. So I really think that the Ravens end up making the playoffs. I don't see the Browns making it, and I don't see the Steelers making it, man, if I'm being honest. So I'm going to go ahead and say it's the AFC West. It would not shock me whatsoever if the Chargers, the Raiders, and the Chiefs all made it. So I'm going to go ahead and say it's going to end up being the AFC West. We got the past master. Mitch, can the Vikings turn it around and still make the playoffs? Oh, the past master. No, dude, I don't see this one happening either, simply because Kirk Cousins, for whatever reason, this guy can't play in primetime games, and I'm not saying that's what it comes down to, but Kirk has always kind of folded near the end of the year because the more pressure he gets, the worse and worse he becomes. So sorry, I'm going to go ahead and say no to the Vikings. Connor Clark, who is your defensive rookie of the year? Mine is Micah Parsons. Mine is also Micah Parsons. He's been an absolute dominant feature in that Cowboys defense. His ability to play edge has been definitely a difference maker for him. I'll throw out Odafe Owe definitely being up there. I'm going to give some love to my man Nate Hobbs. He's been phenomenal for the Raiders. Probably some other guys, Patrick Surtain, though I believe he's been battling some injuries of late. Those would probably be my top candidates thus far.